Hello, welcome to another Daily Digest video. I'm Ross Merriam, and today I am back to playing some Modern. I'm playing with a really interesting red-green prison deck. So it's like mono-red prison, Chalice of the Void, Chandra, Blood Moon, Simian Spirit Guide, things like that. This one splashes green for Life from the Loam and plays Seismic Assault, which I think is a really cool engine in the deck, a really powerful engine. Throwing around shocks is really good. Makes things like Tormenting Voice and Cathartic Reading great. Loam back a bunch of lands, discard them, just turn that into a card advantage engine. So the deck has more staying power going into the long game, which is pretty sweet, and our hand is pretty good. We're on the play, so we'll be able to get this Chalice of the Void down on turn 2, and then go from there. I want to make sure I know everything in this deck. Chalice and one of them. We've got Faithless Looting and Bolt in our Chalice of the Void deck. That seems weird. Not a big fan of that, but 3 Stomping Grounds. Do I want to get a Stomping Ground here? Kind of do, because I want to pitch this Forest. That gets awkward if I find Blood Moon before I find Life from the Loam, but I only have 2 Blood Moons, so that shouldn't happen. City of Brass. To Serum Vision. So this is Ad Nauseum. Okay. Bottom. Well, that's interesting. So I could Chalice for 1 here. That forces him to find specifically Phyrexian Unlife instead of Angel's Grace to go with their Ad Nauseum. I could also Chalice for 0 to shut off the Lotus Bloom and force them to make 5 land drops. That is a good plan, especially if I have Blood Moon, which I don't. Though it is weak if they follow this up with a Pentad Prism. I could spend this turn digging through my deck with Tormenting Voice, probably pitching the Looting, and see if I find Blood Moon, which then would make me want to play Blood Moon next turn and Chalice for 0, unless they Pentad Prism, obviously. Tormenting Voicing here does give them another turn to play cantrips, and they usually have 8 Serum Visions and Sleight of Hand. But I do think I want the information. I think figuring out what I need to Chalice for is really important. So they're going to think I'm some sort of dredge deck, I would guess. Well, Ensnaring Bridge is horrific. This is definitely not the matchup I want to play with this deck. My deck is definitely good against creatures, and their deck only has 1 creature, and it really doesn't get cast until you're dead. It really doesn't get cast much at all. Now they Serum Visions and getting punished. I think at this point, if they play another cantrip, I'm just priced it to Chalicing on 0. They bottom again, so at least that's good. Oh, wow, okay. A second Lotus Bloom. And now I'm definitely Chalicing on 0. I'm going to wait until... I guess I might have to do it now, actually, because if I waited till they're both there, they might pact it and then use the first Lotus Bloom, pay for the pact, so they guarantee the second Lotus Bloom. And that's a cute one. Either way, let's Tormenting Voice discarding this Ensnaring Bridge, because that card is horrific. Cathartic Reunion. Cast this on 0. So next turn, I'm probably going to Chandra plus cast the Reunion. They have Pact and Angel's Grace and Unlife. Okay. Well, that's probably unbeatable. because they're not going to get a Lotus Bloom here. So they're going to have to Angel's Grace in response to the pack trigger so they don't lose the game. Yep. They're probably just digging for the ad nauseam then, because they've been so aggressively bottoming. They do continue to have a land. If I could find another Chalice here, that would be excellent. So let's play this Chandra. So there's some question of what I am discarding to this reunion. I guess the spirit guide just doesn't do anything, does it? Okay. Let's draw. Ugh. Let's draw. Yeah, let's draw. Well, that was horrible. We've torn through our deck and found a whole bunch of nothing. So let's hope we're not dead. Maybe they just have the second Angel's Grace. I wonder if I could get to a point where I have too many lands in my hand with Loam for them to Lightning Storm me. That would be great. Really great. Okay, so they don't... I think they just don't have the ad nauseam right now. Don't want to dredge because I have a Loam already. Discard those, or get those back. I guess I should. Yeah, I think I should have looting first, because I want to discard this bridge too. Well, these are not very good draws. And make some mana. Got a flashback of looting. Still don't want to dredge Loam. There is a Chalice, so that's good. And I can discard those two. So now I'm in an interesting spot where I can Chalice for 0 to cut them off of that Lotus Bloom, but I don't think that does much because they already have the first one, and 6 mana is really all they need. Whereas the fact that they didn't cast a Phyrexian Unlife tells me that they have another Angel's Grace in hand as the other combo piece, and I think they have Angel's Grace in hand and they don't have the ad nauseam. So me casting Chalice on 1, even though it shuts off this bolt, will stop them from Angel's Gracing, which means they need to find 2 different combo pieces to kill me. So let's play play a land. No, not cast this. Let's exile this. Cast this for 1. I mean, if they have the ad nauseam here, they have Spoils of the Vault. Okay. Ooh, they're going to name Unlife. Or ad nauseam. 6 cards. What did they name? Where did the... Okay, so they named ad nauseam. They exiled an Unlife to do it? So that, yeah, okay. Because this pact is what is... Well, okay, yeah, these 5 they revealed. These 5 are still exiled. The Lotus Bloom has counters on it. They named ad nauseum, so they have an ad nauseum in their hand. Okay, they're at 11. I've already used this. Pass the turn. So now they need to find an unlife. They don't have cantrips to find it. I mean, I guess if they had spoils in hand, maybe they weren't casting unlife because they had spoils. Okay, does not look like it. They're casting Prism. Excellent, and they're going to die next turn. I think I want to find. Can I kill them this turn if I draw Seismic Assault? Not unless I dredge the loam. Now then I'm still short. So if I dredge the loam and draw a Seismic Assault off Chandra activation, I can play both, but then I just have 4 lands in my hand and this dead Bolt. So I should have discarded Bolt land, and I would have had a slightly higher chance of winning this game immediately. Instead, they have another turn. Is there anything I can find to shut them off? I think like Blood Moon doesn't do it. Yeah, I don't think anything really stops them here. So, let's just draw a card. There is a Blood Moon. Guess I can exile now. Sure. And I guess I'll Blood Moon for funsies. Just for funsies. And we'll see if they can draw Phyrexian Life here. Guess they could have ad nauseum to their main phase, hoping to find unlife plus ad nauseum. So dredge loam, shall we? -7. Loam targeting some lands. Deal you 5. Not really sure what they can do, but I think I awkwardly have this one wrapped up. They are casting ad nauseum in response, removing the counters off the prism. They don't know what they're trying to find. Angel's Grace will get countered by Chalice. I guess they need to find a Pact. I guess I'll just deal them more damage. And make this, just make this ad nauseum worse. Okay, they've just conceded. And now I can get these crappy ensnaring bridges out of my deck. This stops. Definitely want Naturalize. Sorcerer's Spyglass stops Lightning Storm. which I guess if we can get a seismic assault down, that's like really, that is going to stop any attempt at that'll stop any attempt at a thing. You know, the thing with the other thing. It'll stop Lab Maniac. The question is if I want like crumbles to like maybe LD them more. I'm surprised there aren't more blood winds in the sideboard. Or if I just want molten vortexes to make sure I have something that deals with Lab Maniac if I can find Spyglass. I'll have a 5th one in. I want a couple crumbles, I think. I think attacking Ad Nauseam's mana is the best way to fight them. Okay, this is a fine hand. I think I'm going to Tormenting Voice, discarding Cathartic Green in on turn 2. We have a Naturalize for either Unlife or not Prophetic Prism. The one with Sunburst. I'm blanking on all the names. Or Naturalize for Leyline of Sanctity, which is going to stop our way of winning this game. I mean, I guess we can just plus Chandra a bunch, or hard cast Simian Spirit Guide and attack, but that's such a slow way of winning. Interesting. So I can play in a more like value way. Ooh, geez, they don't have a second land. Okay. I want to keep these around. I want to maximize their value, and I'm trying to think about how to do that. I think I want a Tormenting Voice, discarding Life from the Loam here, because I want to just hit a 3rd land. Okay, or I guess maybe I could just Loam here to make sure I have a 3rd land, and then next turn Chandra. But then what am I like discarding to the Voice? Nah, I like the Voice play. Discard Loam. Oh, Crumble to Dust. That's what I wanted. Okay, well this is, they've drawn a cantrip here. See if they can hit a land off of it. See if I can hit a land. Land, please. Okay, well I'm going to try to hit a land. And then just Chalice on 1. Oh man, what is going on? I'm definitely discarding Loam. I think I might discard this Chandra, because my plan is just to assault them. Yeah. I'm going to discard those 2. Cast this. X is 1. I'm going to dredge back Loam next turn, just to make sure I hit land drops. Nah, this is probably Yeah, this is Pentad Prism. Now I feel behind. Now I feel really behind. I got kind of greedy, I guess. We'll see what they do on this turn. They're still pretty short of doing anything. Well, they're now hitting more lands. Now this crumble looks bad. So it's probably going to get pitched to Reunion at some point. But I'm going to Sorcerous Spyglass. And see what's going on. See if they have the ad nauseum. They have multiples in Angel's Grace and Hercule's Recall. Well, that's not good. So I'm going to have to naturalize this on life. Hope they don't draw a land. Because if they do... Oh, no, they can't Angel's Grace because of the Chalice. Okay. So they're going to have to pass, hold up the Hercule's Recall, and then try to go off. But I can't really stop that. Oh, man. Their hand is like actual perfect. I wonder if... So we're named Lightning Storm. And play a fetch. Get more lands in my graveyard. I guess I'll get the basic forest in case I draw Blood Moon. Definitely naturalize this thing. I wonder if Ghost Quarter plus Crumble could keep them off of it. Is the island their only basic? I feel like they only have the one basic. If they don't draw a land here, I might be able to double strip mine them. Okay, yeah, let's crumble the City of Brass. Normally I would just hide behind the Assault with the Spyglass, but the fact that they have Hercule's Recall instead of like a different bounce spell for the Chalice makes things very awkward. Okay, they're casting it, which is interesting. They've run another ley line, so that's very good. They have a Plains tilt. But even with the Plains in their deck, I mean, they're still short of killing me. Then now they need to draw 2 lands. So this is just giving me time to replay my stuff. So yeah, let's take the lands out of their deck. That's fine. Play Mountain, I guess, and pass a turn. And I'll draw a card. Cathartic doesn't really do a whole lot. I should have dredged a loam actually. No. Okay. That's Chalice on 1. They can't really pact it. Just use my mana efficiently there and pass the turn. So now I still feel pretty well set up here. Now I'm going to dredge loam. Meld a looting, which is irrelevant, and another land. I want us to check out their hand first. 3 ad nauseams, 2 dead spoils, a dead angel's grace, and a ley line. Okay. Let's name Lightning Storm again. And now let's start tearing through our deck for another Naturalize or another Chandra. Because I think I have this game pretty well in hand. Discard 2 fetch lands. I definitely want the loam back to start, and then don't need another one. There's a Molten Vortex. Oh, that gets countered. Yep. Wasn't paying attention. Keep my graveyard up. They need to find a lot here. I now have 3, 6, 7 mana, so I'm going to want to make a land drop. 8. Yeah, let's bring back a loam this turn. 26 cards in my deck. Two remaining. Ugh. Gonna have to try to do these things quickly. Don't want to get loam back. Want to find something sweet. There's a Naturalize. Perfect. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5 lands in the graveyard. Okay, let's pass a turn. All I'm trying to do here is make sure I don't want to naturalize and make them sort of forced to play the other ley line. I just want to kill them, and now I can do that. So, yeah, they're on 8 cards. They discard a spoils. Let's dredge a loam. Loam back. Make sure I get the stomping ground. Pay 2 life. Naturalize this thing. And loan back these. And start going upstairs. I have 2, 4, 6 left in hand, so I need to loam again. So let's do that. And that should be that. I wonder if they have something here. I would be surprised. Probably should have taken more of a look at their deck when I crumbled them. Then I could have ghost quartered them on this turn. And oh no, you don't get to look through their deck. They do that. They're just making me do it. Sure. Whew. Well, definitely not a matchup you want to play, but the Ad-nauseam deck has a reasonably high fail rate, and we have some odd ways to disrupt them between Blood Moon and Naturalize and Chalice. Chalice put in a lot of work, and the deck has enough sort of card filtering between Cathartic Reunion, Faithless Looting, and Tormenting Voice, so that you find the cards. The opponent definitely, I think, misstepped there casting the Hercules Recall. I don't think they realized that they were going to be short, so that on mana, or maybe they just hoped to rip a land, I guess, and they thought that was their best plan, but it doesn't seem like their best plan to me. I think if they had waited, and then Hercules, they could have killed me. Granted, I would have then. I guess if they would have need to find the land before I found a Naturalize for the ley line, which I think is likely, but you never know. If I can find the Naturalize for ley line, then I can hold a bunch of lands. I guess I can just hold a bunch of lands anyway, right, to beat Lightning Storm. So that's just a weird way to disrupt them, right? If you have Seismic Assault and you just have 6 or 7 lands in hand, do they have enough lands to kill you with Lightning Storm? Because their Lightning Storm can target them. They still own it or control the spell, so Leyline doesn't stop you from redirecting Lightning Storm to them. And if they try to Lab Maniac, then you just have a million chalks in your hand, and you can keep responding to whatever they have to draw the card and deck themselves for the win. So Seismic Assault Loam is actually just oddly good in the matchup, and combine that with your other disruption, Chalice and Naturalize, and their natural inconsistency, able to win in a quick 2 games in a matchup that on the surface should not be good. We're playing a bunch of creature removal and kind of slow, and they're just this non-creature spell-based combo deck. So on paper, those things are bad, but just the way the cards line up ended up being pretty favorable. So hope you enjoyed watching that one, and you can come back and see me on Friday. Bye.